June finale, Flight versus Cash. Unfortunately, it got to come to an end. And judging by this first bucket, though, the first few actually, I thought it was about to get ugly. But notice right there on that snatchback, Cash's foot angle, right? So you're going to notice Cash didn't go to the snatchback going left, right? And his toe is pointed directly to the rim. You do this as a hooper. If you're going too fast, you might blow your knee out. Because now you're absorbing all that force down through your tendons into the middle part of your quad. Whereas if you turn that foot outwards kind of like this, you're now putting that force more to where your leg is the strongest, which is towards that outside part. And so if you get it turned like this, it's also going to feel smoother on the pullback. So boom, right there by Cash. First bucket, boom. I thought it was about to get ugly. Second bucket too. That jab was bullshit. Same thing with that pullback right there. Wasn't smooth because that toe was like that. But still, Cash got that bucket because Flight's defense is just ass. At this point, I'm like, okay, I kind of know how this is going to go. Right? And I know how Cash is going to go. He's going to go left. But we're going to talk about that habit a little later. Notice the habits too. And on Cash's part, you thought it was going to be easy? Flight is having a career month of June shooting from the three-point line. And I don't even need to check the stats. He'd be going crazy. So Cash is going to take a lot of possessions off, and it's going to allow Flight to be able to get some easy buckets and really put some tension on his game, where it really shouldn't have been if Cash just put some effort in. Now right there, pull up by Flight. Looking like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum in the playoffs. Hold on, bro. I'm just playing. Sorry to any of y'all Celtics fans, bro. It's just funny, bro. But going right there, let's peep that habit of Cash, right? Always going left, right? So now if you're Flight in the situation, right, you got to be able to pick up on these habits. He's went left 3 times and went into a jumper, and now he went to a 4th time and went for a pull-up from 3. Now if you force him right, he's only going to try to drive because he doesn't like to pull up out of his right hand. Little habits like this could have helped Flight win this game. I'm telling you. You rarely see Cash go right. He always like to pull up out the left, finish at the rim with the left. You break those habits, Flight could have won this. That's a tough play. But really notice that arm extension, right? Notice. Right there out in front of his body. Had he brought it any more towards the middle of his body, that could have been blocked by Cash. That's why it's so important when you're going to these layups to extend that ball out away from your defender and not towards them and trying to get the ball to the rim. Because if you got a good touch, you'll be able to, boom, get it right off the glass. No need to worry about trying to get the ball close to the rim. Because even if you bring it out here, you're still going to be able to get that lay. Now, Flight got that right there. It's not often you see that out of Flight, but just a little teaching moment. Something you could add to your bag. Now, boom, right there by Flight. Little step back. Now, let me make this clear. All these shots that hit backboard, people miss a shot by 2 feet, unless you call it. But really notice his footwork right here by Flight, right? Snatchback, right? Boom, gets up out of his base. But really notice what he's going to do with the level of his base and with his right foot, right? Foot replacement with the right to be able to get himself into that step back. And while he's doing that foot replacement, he drops his base to now get into the step back, right? And he's already loaded. So instead of bringing the ball back here and going from high to low, back up high, he's already low and it's only going up. Less movement makes you more efficient. Now, boom, gets the bucket. That was tough. Tough bucket by Flight. Hitting a lot of tough buckets all June. But that's more like Flight. But that's unlike Cash. Because little plays like this where he decided to go turn around and just watch the rebound instead of going to chase it and get after it, these added up and is why this game was so close. 5-5. 3 straight points by Flight. 3 straight. About to activate takeover. But kind of messed it up right here, I ain't gonna lie. I would have really liked to see Flight get to his spot right here and get off at 2 feet, right? Because notice this. Boom. Hit that snatchback. Gets that left foot down, and then instead of trying to get this right foot down and going up off of 2 feet where you're more balanced, he decides just to get that right foot down, get up off his left, and jump off 1. And essentially, the move's not even as quick because regardless, that left foot was already down. You place that right foot in accordance to where that left foot already is, then you get up, you're more balanced, the speed is the same, and now you're just getting up a better shot. But Flight kind of got rushed, got a little panic, went off 1. He's been hitting some 1-foot jumpers, but realize those are off his left foot. Then yeah, that's more like Flight. And this is more like Cash too. And now you wonder why Cash smokes so many layups even though it's like right there, you're wide open. It's because he lifts so many weights. Now the reason for that is because now you're lifting more weights, you're putting on new muscle every time you go to lift. So now this means every time you go back to play basketball, you're gonna have to try to figure out how to be able to control that muscle that you now added on to yourself. And since Cash doesn't even hoop that often, he's gonna go back to hoop every single time and he's not able to build the right muscle memory to be able to get into these layups, these shots, his ball handling to have a smooth touch and have a grace to his game. So now everything he's doing is going to have a hard touch. It's not going to be as smooth when he gets around the rim, and he's going to smoke a lot of layups, have a lot of strong jumpers, and all that other stuff. So be careful how much you lift, and especially upper body, because you don't really need it as a hooper. And like I said, he decides to take some plays off and get upset what he did on the other end. Flight going to get some buckets. That right wing been his hot spot all June. Halftime, 7-5, bro. Who would have thought we'd have seen this day? Who would have thought we'd seen this? Cat say you about to lock up. Guess what you're doing right now, though? Took off the shirt for the Intimidator, bro. Intimidator about to be activated. Peep this first play coming back, too, as well. Or actually, the second bucket after this halftime, right? After Cash gets this bucket right here. Right here, I'm telling you. You force Cash right, he don't like to get to that right hand. He don't like to do it. Now you're just trying to force him to do something that's just uncomfortable. Now, boom, right here. Cash goes right. He's still going to be able to get buckets this way. But that's a great change of pace. Notice how he's able to manipulate Flight, right? Now, as an offensive player, right? Anytime you get a defender to break their base, they're going to be in your control. So now you do something like change your pace. Their reactions are also going to be a little late. So you stop, they stop. You speed up, they speed up. But it's going to be after you do it. So now you're going to be able to have this lane to be able to get your lay. And now listen up right here about Flight, right? Listen. Listen up. Listen up. Listen what he about to say after this shot. Rush jumper, right? Intimidation. Tell you took that shirt off. Now he intimidating Flight, making him rush his jumpers or whatnot, man. Then Cash right there. Cash has learned a lot from LeBron James. Roll the clip.
With his fourth rebound. The spin move and the layup.
Now, in case you didn't know, this is a travel. Steps on the left, right? Hops right back on the left. You can't do that. That's a travel. Now, do y'all think this move about to get patched next season by LeBron? Because me personally, I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to let it rock. Until LeBron gone at the league, because that's a signature move. Signature move, bro. Until he gone out the league, they ain't going to take that out. Then Flight. Godly. That's a bad miss. Hey, if you had me out there, Flight might have won that game, bro. Would have picked up on the habits. But boom, you seen that hezzy pull up? You seen how he paused a little bit for a second, right? Really notice it. Look, hang left. Boom, pause, shot. That fluidity right there. The ball and your feet have to operate continuously in the same motion so that you can be able to get up into your shot smoothly. But Cash had that little hitch right there, right? Really notice it again. Boom, pause, got the ball, then went up. That little hitch, that little stop in his fluidity is all what caused him to really be able to get that miss. Doesn't even give him the chance to get the make. Then Flight right there. Lefty float? What the hell? Lefty, like, I seen him do this like against Cam and whatnot. He ain't make him. But this is what happens when you decide to take plays off like Cash did. So this is what happens, man. Give your effort every single time. Can't underestimate your opponents. And then Flight's lack of seeking contact and being scared of contact prevented him from being able to get this angle off this great pump fake. So I notice this. Great pump fake. Cash is off his feet. You want to get yourself directly to the rim. But with a player like Cash, right, he's going to recover. And if you take that sharp angle, hand check, arm out, contact, and Flight doesn't like that. So he's going to curve that angle out wide because he already knows that he doesn't like to get through that contact. And now he goes all the way to about 12 feet, 15 feet, and goes for a lefty float. You got to make sure you're sharp on those angles and make sure you're always ready to take on contact. And you always got to make sure you're ready to call a travel because, my God, wow. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, looking like Giannis. Yo, this is bad. That was bad. I know they're going to peep that in the reaction video, bro. It's going to be hilarious. All these little finesses, bro. Right here. Cash, you can't play with your food. You can't play with your food. You can't play with your food. It's 9-8. You cannot play around. And now Flight is going crazy because he got game point. Going crazy. He really got game point right now, man. That's why you got to take care of your food, man. Finish your breakfast. And right here, game point. So Cash playing hard. Hand checks, all that stuff. Right? Now, is that a foul? Listen. That's a hack. I'm be honest. He was hand checking, arm out, all that stuff though, right? But you can't play the play through and then go back and say, I want that. Because you put the shot up at the end of the day. You're going to call it right here, right now. Don't wait till after this, after you finish this play out, right? The second time. Call it before you put the shot up. You just got to go back and check up. Gotta be real, bro. That's how the game is played.
I made sure not to touch you. Like, come on, man.
Hey, Make sure not. Alright, you tripping, Cash. You're delusional. Delusional. You was hand checking crazy. And you know Cash strong as shit, so he gonna feel it. Pause. But right here, this is what Cash really should have done this whole time, right? Whole time. Notice, has he sprinted? Has he ran? Has he really took any ounces of energy before he got underneath the rim and got to his layup? No. At 7-5 at halftime, you should have just told yourself to do this the whole time. Because Flight is not going to try to dictate you as a defender. He's not going to try to control you, send you one way, or try to go out and make a play to make you try to counter and react to it. He's not going to do that. You're going to be able to get to where you want, whenever you want, anytime you want. So Cash could have did this the whole time. Don't hurt yourself. Hey, remember that shit when Flight threw the ball at the ceiling? That shit was hilarious. Now game's 10 up, going straight up. Boom, little stutter step. But then boom, Cash. You gotta get this one. And that's game time right there by Cash, man. Hey, I'm gonna be honest. If we're literally judging by all the Flight's wins, or all the Flight's games, this might have been one of probably his top 3, because it's Cash. He's never been close to being Cash. Cash always destroys him. But now he got to 11-10. He had game point on him. And it had it been for a few changes, he could have won this game. Flight's one of the best games of his career and probably his best month of June in his life. So that's the end of this video. Make sure you subscribe, like, turn on notifications. Make sure you hit the links in the descriptions to catch live streams, to catch all the free gems. And we out of here.